Oh, it is recorded.
Oh, recorded.
We'll keep that in. We'll keep that.
Man. I was thinking, what is going on? Are we live? Are we live? Just2More in the house, guys.
Let's go, man. It's been so long overdue.
It's been, well, for you
Too
guys,
long.
it probably won't feel as long because we probably just had a what?
I mean, no one's listening anyway.
Don't do that.
No one's missed us. So.
Don't do that. We probably had a 2-week break on YouTube, but for us, it's been like a whole month, guys. So
it feels so long when you're away from doing this.
Yeah, big time.
Well, actually, that's true because we pre-record a lot of episodes as well. So it's actually been even longer since we've been in the studio, which is sad because I prefer the studios. But now we're back. We're back into the rhythm of things. This is why you don't take holidays, guys.
I know.
This is why you don't go on holiday.
It does slow you down, guys. I'll be honest.
I think that was our last topic and debate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
one of the last things
the
we spoke
reset
about.
from coming from a holiday to coming back to normality can take you up to 2 weeks, if anything. Like,
especially when your business is a priority and you've got like life to get on with. When you do like side projects like this, that's what goes on the back burner. You're like, wow, I don't even have time for this. But now we're back into the rhythm of things.
Full swing of things.
A while since we've done audio as well. So
yeah.
So,
I was literally gonna arrange something today, do some audio, but last minute we had this today. It's got to be done, guys. It's got to be done.
Yeah, we've got to find opportunities. We've got to jump on it.
Exactly. So, little updates of what's happening. If you knew before, new hoodies. You noticed that?
Yeah. So, should we do a little shout out first? So, obviously, we've got our uniforms now, just so that we are more uniform.
I'll tell you guys now. I asked Sean for an extra large. I hate feeling tight in some of these like jumpers. This is a large, and I don't like large. I like extra large. I like baggy fits. I'm not happy.
Listen, you got to play the game in the industry. Like, it's the fitness industry. You need to wear something a little bit tighter.
Well, I don't like it tight.
You got to show yourself off. Like,
I like it baggy.
When you see, like, it's like football shirts nowadays. Obviously, I'm only saying this because TJ's back playing football a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, they used to be like baggy. They used to be nice, like retro kits. Like, you love that. But now they're all tight fitted. They're all.
I know. Yeah.
It's all about the viewer and like. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
You got to play the game. You got to play the game.
Talking about football.
Talk about football and podcasts.
I must know. Well, I don't know where you're going with it, but I actually went to see Luton ladies play today.
Oh, okay.
The only reason you will ever catch me watching a Luton ladies game or like ladies game at all is if I know someone in the team. So they were playing Stevenage, and the Stevenage girls, like two of them went to college with. I went to college with. And then I knew about 3 players that played for Luton. So I thought, great occasion to watch ladies football. Let's see what it's all about. And I'll tell you what, first half was a bit like lethargic. Everyone was a little bit slow. Nothing was really happening until like the last 2 minutes when like one of the Stevenage girls just comes flying in, crunches one, like literally eats one of the Luton players. And she's down on the ground for like 3 minutes because of getting treatment.
Wow.
And then in the second half, everything kicked off. Luton scored. Stevenage got a penalty.
What was the score in the end?
Well, I'm getting there. Bless the penalty kick taker because I actually know her as well. And she stepped up and she did not look confident at all. Like she looked like, So she steps up and she skies the ball so high up, like a rugby kick, if anything. And massive cheer goes from the Luton fans. And at the end, it was 1-0 to Luton. But
nice.
Do you know what? From a Luton ladies game, a ladies game in general, it was actually all right. I didn't mind it.
Okay, so this is my question. Have you been to a ladies football game before?
No.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought the first time I went to a women's football game.
Tell a lie. No, tell a lie. I've watched Dunstable ladies play.
Yeah, but that's not professional, bro.
Yeah.
So like, when I went to the Arsenal ladies game, and I was like, wow, like, because the thing is, it's a different game.
Yeah, it's a
like
different game all along.
You can't like, obviously it's football, but it's the way they play. So it'd be like comparing like Luton and Man City, for example. Like don't
go that far. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's like comparing like a Boreham Wood to a Man City.
But you like it's a completely different style of play. But like you can appreciate at the same time. Like it's.
Do you know what? Going from playing football myself, where it's all like route one, get the ball up to the striker, play off the tallest man on the team. They actually play football. I was getting a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, they do.
I was getting a little bit annoyed with the number 5 from Luton because she's a defender, centre back. Yeah. And if it was me, I've coached before, and if it was me, I don't want my centre back getting any higher than the halfway point on the pitch. And each time she got the ball, oh my God, she was flying over the halfway line.
Yeah, but you get that in men's football.
No, but
yeah, you do, bro.
Yeah, you do,
in the Premier League, you get like centre backs will drive forward,
but not all the time. Like every single time she got the football, bro, like she was over the halfway line, and I hate that because you leave your defence vulnerable to like a counter attack.
That could also be tactics as well.
Yeah, I don't know who's giving her the tactics.
TJ's watched one women's game and now he's judging women's football.
No, I'm not judging it. I'm not judging it. But I quite enjoyed it. I'll be honest. I quite enjoyed it.
It's hard to explain, but. Like, and some people might get it, some people not. The way that I'd compare it is like basketball and netball. It's like knowing netball, you're kind of stopping. There's a little bit more passing, whereas football, you can kind of drive with it. Yeah. I find that men's football is a lot more driving with the ball, like showing off the talent. Whereas in women's football, it seems a lot more team play. Like you kind of said, there's a lot more football.
But I'll tell you what,
I haven't watched loads of women's football, but from what I've seen,
I will 100% go to another one.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, especially the Premier League teams. Like, obviously not. Like, we need to like back grassroots and stuff, but the Premier League women's teams, it's like it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different sport. It's like it's really cool actually.
And do you know what? One thing I do like about the women's game, right? There's so many crunches. I don't know where they got this idea. Like they have to like literally jump into a tackle, but I've never seen anything like it. Bro, like I'm seeing like people flying like 2 foot into challenges, and you know like I was watching a referee and he played as much advantage as he could, but I just. Man, it was crazy. How can you dive in like that? Like I've never seen it before. But yeah, no, it was that was speaking about football. It was just a little catch up. I did it today actually, and you know, shout out to Luton, they won.
Interesting. Yeah. So on the topic of football and podcasts, obviously your boy Cristiano Ronaldo decided to copy us. Was it 30 million? Do you know what it is though? It's like. This we won't go too much into this because it is what it is.
I didn't think you were going down that route yet, but actually I'm glad you came down that route.
Yeah, because my thing is though, like obviously at the minute it's all over news, like everyone's talking about it, everyone's like, but it's just like.
Do you know what's even annoying?
It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously he's gonna get like 30 million. Like why is everyone hyping it up more than it is? Like,
do you know what's even annoying? He hasn't actually posted a podcast video.
Yeah, but this is but it's just like
he keeps posting like little clips of the. Which is good. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's the
like,
right.
It's probably the best way to start off a podcast.
Yeah,
but I think what people are forgetting is it is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Exactly. So obviously he's gonna get that attention.
Yeah, bro. Look,
but what I'm seeing like comparisons of like Cristiano Ronaldo, like 30 million subscribers in less than like a day or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, will he catch up to Mr. Beast and stuff like that? It's just like. No, like those 30 million supporters, or he might be on like 50, I don't know now, but like let's just say by the time this comes out he's on like 50, 60. They're just his supporters.
Yeah, they're just fans
and like
of
the
his.
growth will then start to slow down. Like it's just natural. Like, but again, like the news will do what the news does.
Do you reckon there was people who saw that because he teased us at the start of the week, and I literally said to Sean at the start of the week, like, it was Monday to Friday. I literally said to Sean the start of that week where he started it. I literally said to him, I was like, I think Cristiano Ronaldo is starting a podcast. And you were like, oh, well, he couldn't give two tosses. Like,
yeah, I still don't care.
He doesn't really care, right? Because and we got to the end of the week and he posted another trailer, and this trailer was a little bit bigger and full on. Then the next day he posted the actual YouTube, like, follow me on your Cristiano. And obviously I thought it was a big thing because, again, I'm a big fan of it. I'm one of his fans. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't get the overhype that you're seeing. Like Sky Sports are talking about it. Like news broadcasts are talking about it. Like, bro, it's not that. Like, there's more interesting stuff going on in the world.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk about Cristiano's YouTube channel.
I think the news is just bored, and it's like, what's mad as well is that it's free promotion.
Bro. The guy's getting free.
Like, yeah, literally.
Like everyone's like, if you didn't know, you know. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and do you know how many like videos I've seen of like I show speed and then Cristiano like just the sub count?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you bored like that?
It's just it's weird, weird world. So we're on the topic of football.
Yeah.
Should we stick to it?
We can do. Premier League has started.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
You want to do some predictions?
Okay, well, who we
or
think?
like just a brief like.
Well, it's 2 games in, right? We're 2 games in, and I like the look of the top 6. If I'm honest, except United, and I'm gonna tell you why.
United.
Oh mate, I'm just like, look guys. I am My English team, when I first moved over here, my English team was United.
Basic.
Ronaldo was playing for him at the time. You want to talk about Cristiano? Ronaldo was playing for him at the time. I moved over here and I was about 6, 7. Cristiano was blowing up at the time. Listen, back in the day, United were the team, so you've just got to support them.
Manchester.
Yeah, the Ibiza thing. Is that Ibiza? No, In-Betweeners.
Yeah. In-Betweeners, yeah.
And so I was looking at all the top 6, and everyone's doing well. They've got good teams. Liverpool haven't signed any players, but they look sharp. They look decent. And I'm looking at United. Won their first game, not convincingly. I actually watched the game. They looked lethargic as hell. Like they just looked like they were playing with the motions. Not much technical awareness of what was going on. Didn't get why Bruno Fernandes was up top.
Yeah, I've seen that. I just don't.
Even more because, right? And I'll give this example because I thought this is exactly why you have a striker. So the ball goes out wide to. I can't remember who was playing out wide that day, but ball goes out wide.
They had a youth player, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
Yeah. Ball goes out wide. He crosses it in first time. The ball was brilliant. Like, it was so good. But Bruno Fernandes isn't a striker that's going to anticipate that cross. You need your Xerxes, you need your Hoylands that are going to anticipate that cross and get at the end of that and just get it in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then like the game today, Brighton United, mate.
Brighton are a good side though.
And they've made good signings as well. Yeah. They've made very good signings.
You can't really knock, like, as much as I'd be upset, obviously, we've had a very convincing start to the season, Arsenal. As much as I'd be upset if I lost to Brighton, at the same time, you can pretty much, like, obviously, Arsenal now, I'd be annoyed, but 2-3 seasons ago, if we lost to Brighton, I'd be like, do you know what, fair play. Like, it's a very tough game.
They did very well to get a win out of Aston Villa. Like, they were, so I was watching Sky Sports.
Oh my God.
Right?
David Raya.
Right.
Wow.
So I was watching Sky Sports, and all of Sky Sports leading up to this game against Aston Villa was speaking about the fact that Arteta was having a real struggle beating Unai Emery's side. Not even an Unai Emery side, Aston Villa itself.
Yeah, like last season.
They lost twice to him. And there was a thing, like, I think Arteta said to him, we lost the season because we couldn't beat Aston Villa. Because they actually, think about it.
I mean, we only lost 4 or 5 games last season, I
but
think it was.
2 games you lost against Aston Villa. Like, if you won both games against Aston Villa, guess what? They would have won the league. So it's just like, I was watching that and he just looked so calm, collected. I've never seen anything like it. And he literally said, look, there isn't anything with me and Unai Emery. We just didn't score last season. Like, literally, you're just going to put the ball back in the net. And he just looked calm and collected. You know where you're just getting some sort of like certainty, like, this game is like... And
Arteta
do you know
brings that to the table. Like, and again, it's kind of sad because like if Arteta doesn't win anything this season, it's really difficult because like I think he is up there with top managers. But if you're not winning things, it's very difficult to actually
if you're not winning
show
things,
that.
Are you one of the top managers?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so hard, but it's like the mindset that he brings, all of that. But I don't want to go too much into individual football teams.
Do you know what's annoying? Like, you will
Haaland
never...
hat-trick.
Yeah.
That guy is unstoppable.
Yeah.
What is it, his 22nd hat-trick or something that he scored? Like, this guy is absolutely just a machine. Like, we know he can bring the numbers, but...
Do you know, his goals aren't amazing as well. His goals are strikers' goals. Like, you know how strikers never score pretty goals? Like, they never score the bangers, the outside of foots, the fucking outside the area. He scores the basic strikers' goals.
Oh, was it the Portsmouth goal on Friday?
Portsmouth?
Friday? Yeah, not Premier League. It's Portsmouth, just absolute outside the box, just fucking laced it, went into the top corner. It was unreal goal.
No, I haven't seen that goal.
For some odd reason I was watching it and I was just like, it was an immense goal.
No way.
Yeah.
But you know, I did see your boy Granit Xhaka.
Oh yeah.
Outside the area.
That guy has got a long shot just out of nowhere in him. It's absolutely nuts.
Do you know when you like focus on a player on FIFA and you just like focus on one thing,
and
then all of a sudden like he's a rocket at that. Granit Xhaka, the moment he got to Bayer Leverkusen, was just working on long shots. They said, "Look, you've got a hefty right foot. Let's just work on long shots with him." Every single time I see like some sort of highlight, he's just booting the ball in the back of the net, outside the box. He is unreal. Unreal.
Interesting teams this season. Obviously, Chelsea won 6-2 today. How do you think Chelsea will get on this season? Because all I'm going to say is that obviously we're at the start of the season. We don't really know how teams are going to get on so far. But I'm very interested in Chelsea and Liverpool. I think Spurs will just be Spurs. Like I think they've got a fantastic manager. I'm a big fan of
Ange.
Yeah,
Big Ange.
I'm a massive fan of him. The only problem is, are Tottenham going to be able to keep a manager like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I genuinely thought he was going to leave.
I did as well.
End of last season, especially with the whole remarks of,
we need to lose against, or we need to lose against Arsenal. Yeah. He hated that. He was raging.
And do you know what? I'm so happy there was a manager who came out and said, look, your fans are just like...
Yeah. He called them out.
Jobs, if anything. Like, how are you telling us to lose a game because you don't want to see Arsenal win? Like, for me, that blew my mind. And he came out and said, like there's something really wrong with this club. If that's
and the culture needs to change. Do you know what? Like, it's hard to say, but like, obviously... If you think about like a storyline or a timeline, depending on what they go on to do, he could be like revolutionary for the club. To start off like on his first season, calling out the fans, saying something needs to change. If something does actually go along to happen, is like huge for that club. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to do a lot to be huge at that club, but it could be.
Ouch.
I know it could be something though, right?
I really would like to know when was the last time they won a trophy. Like a trophy with significance.
Yeah, so I think their last trophy was the Audi Cup, which was like 2018. Yeah, I know, but and then before that, I think it was like 1998 or something like that.
Like I want to talk, like I'm talking about a real trophy. Like we're not talking about Audi Cups, man.
I think their last trophy was an FA Cup.
Really?
I think so. I want
to know if they won the league as well, like that back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know, but.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, Tottenham fans. But going back on what you were saying about Chelsea, right? So I saw a meme on Facebook of like those like Indian trains where they're just jam packed. There's people on top of the train. There's people outside the train.
That's their transfer
people
market.
In the train.
That is actually their transfer market. It is nuts.
They've got 3 teams training. They've got 3 teams. Look, guys, they've got 3 teams training. The first team, the teams they want out the club, and then the loanees that they're thinking of like sending out the club
just trying to get
with the under 18s. I'm thinking like, where are you getting all these change rooms from?
Yeah.
You're like, because you're obviously separating the change rooms, right? You got first team. Oh, you probably don't know this, but Chelsea do have like a change room for loanees. So if you've been told that you're leaving the club at a point of the summer, you won't go into the like first team's dressing room. They've got a dressing room just for you. So when you you basically can pack your things quicker, so you can get out of the club.
Are you sure?
Genuinely, 100%. Someone's told me this before. 100%. 100%.
Didn't know about that.
Do you know what? I know Lukaku's in that change room.
He's been in there multiple times, man.
Lukaku lives in that change room. I'm pretty sure it's called Lukaku's change room. But how do I think they're going to line up? Do you know what? It's a difficult one because you shouldn't ever have more than 30 players in the team.
Yeah, I mean they're just like.
I just don't see where they're going.
The potential's there if they find their best 11. I think they're still. I think they've got an idea of where that is, but again, we'll see.
I just want to know what when they have meetings with the players. I want to know what's been said. Like, what are they saying to them? Like, you're going to be the star of our team. Like 5 years.
Yeah, but the way that Chelsea run, it has nothing to do with the manager.
I know. So what has been said to the thingy? Because obviously, what's his name? Oh, mate, I forgot his name. Enzo, whatever, the manager. He obviously has a say in the players he wants to bring in. But
no, you don't at Chelsea.
I think he does because he doesn't want Lukaku and stuff like that.
You don't get a say at Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah. The board make the signings. The manager has nothing to do with it. That's why it's such a mess. That's the way that Chelsea's always run. And that's why the managers are always on rotation.
He's brought in from Leicester because he's come from Leicester. He brought in Kieran Drewsbury Hall, and that is his choice of bringing him in.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what I mean?
I guess there's probably like
a say like.
But when it comes to big signings, it has nothing to do with the manager. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure.
I know. He must have a say. He must say, "Look, I want him, and him. I'll be happy with." The rest, like, obviously.
But I think if the board have another idea, they will go through with what they want.
But I just want to know what they're saying to play. I genuinely want to know what they're saying because, like, even now they're still linked with other players. Obviously, they're trying to get rid of Lukaku. Who else is it? Ben Chilwell, Sterling. Bro, they've got...
Sterling they're trying to get rid of,
That team is just bloody stacked.
It's a mess.
I wouldn't want to be a Chelsea player if I'm honest with you. And I think they're going to struggle because there is so many stars and so many players that deserve to start. And so many players who think they should start.
Yeah.
So...
It's long.
It is. It's a long day.
It is long.
It's a long day for you.
And then... Liverpool, I think, an interesting one. I don't think I've forgotten any teams to go on Arsenal.
I reckon they're going to be a third for me.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think...
Really?
I think there's a like...
Jurgen Klopp's first season gone? Like...
Do you know in wrestling, when they have like... Or wrestling or boxing match, where they have like the two. So it's like Anthony Joshua and Dylan White, 2. Tyson Fury and blah, 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 2. It is Man City, Arsenal, 2. I really do think... City are the contenders. I think City might win it. But I just think Arsenal just have something to talk about this season, especially with that win against Aston Villa.
They do, but what I will say is that Arsenal have had, like, we've been knocked out of cups very early on, like the last few seasons. But
then, what do you want to compete for?
Obviously, I'd rather win the Premier League, obviously. But like, if we are a convincing side, we do continue to play the way we do. Then if we get further in, we haven't proved that we can be in cup competitions and the Premier League at the same time. Like, again, I would love to see us like run with it and do really well. But we haven't quite done that yet. So all I say is that we'll see this season.
I wouldn't be upset about like going out cups early if
but it depends how you go out as well.
Which Arteta has been doing. If you're competing for the league, but you'd also have to be first in order for that to happen. Do you know what I mean? And Arteta wasn't very convincingly like winning games. Drew a lot of games that he should have won. So yeah, who do you think's gonna win?
So. We'll change it up. We'll do top 6.
Okay.
Because I think that'll be interesting. So I think... It's so hard. It's actually so hard.
Yeah.
I don't think... So obviously it's City and Arsenal.
Yeah. Let me do my one. I reckon I've got one. So I think it's going to be City, Arsenal. I don't want to pick just yet 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But I've City and Arsenal... Definitely. I think Liverpool. I don't think United are going to be top 6. I'll be so honest. Actually, I think United will be 6th. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tottenham 4th.
Yeah, I think Tottenham will have a good season.
I'm going to go with... Actually, tell a lie. Aston Villa 4th. I think Villa will do very well.
They're in the Champions League this year, though.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll still do well?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I think...
No, they've got enough players in there. Aston Villa's 4th, Tottenham 5th, and then United 6th. I don't think Chelsea are sniffing top 6.
You don't think?
Not with the amount of players they've
got. I'm going to go for an absolute reverse. So, obviously, yeah.
If you throw Luton in there, I can't talk to you anymore.
They're in the Championship, bro. So I'm going to go, obviously Man City, Arsenal. I actually think...
I was actually going to put Brighton in there, sorry. I was going to put Brighton in there, but I just think United will just get more points than them. Go on.
Okay, so... damn. Right, Man City, Arsenal. Then... I think Spurs will get 3rd.
Wow.
I think Spurs will do really well this season. Again, I'm a massive fan of their manager. And they're slowly getting their team back as well. Yeah, they're slowly getting their team back. Obviously, Bissouma, we all know how good of a player he is. He scored yesterday. Maybe it could be the start of something for him, or maybe kind of brings that presence to the team. We know how good of a player he can be. They've got a good team, got a good squad. And I think they're on a run. I don't think Liverpool will do that well this season. I think they'll do well, but I don't think they'll do that well. I think...
Sean's going to Lulu.
Yeah, I want to go for something crazy. I want to go... I think the hardest thing about this season and winning the league is how far the allegations go against Man City.
Yeah.
Because obviously that starts, I think, it's either in a few weeks or something. 4th... I think Liverpool could finish either 4th or 5th.
Okay.
I don't think Aston Villa will do very well because they're in the Champions League.
Crazy.
And I think they're going to struggle with the games.
Why do you think that, though? Are you going back to Newcastle on their season with the Champions League?
Well, you've got Newcastle, and then before when it was, you just see like teams that aren't.
You've got to think though.
Aston Villa. I'm a massive fan of Aston Villa. Aston Villa are a very good side, but they don't have they don't have the resources that these other clubs have to be able to balance. I'm saying about Arsenal, like not like the last few seasons, not running that far in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League. We've done well in the Champions League, but we didn't go the whole way to the end. Like to be able to like really pack through, unless Aston Villa like go out in the first round, then yeah, maybe they could draw back still a good season, but it's a lot of effort.
Do you know why I think Aston Villa will do better than Newcastle?
Their players aren't used to travelling all the time. Like think about the actual game times that they're gonna have. Like
okay, I'll give you a couple of points why Aston Villa will do much better than Newcastle did last season. One, they've got an experienced manager who's played in the Champions League or who's like managed teams in the Champions League, right?
And he's a cup winner. Like
Newcastle had a lot of injuries and players that suspended for years or a year. So Sandro Tonali, probably what was going to be their magic player of the season, he was banned for a year. They had injuries on and off the field. They were barely stretching 15 players. Like they had to get like that Lewis Miley, the 17-year-old kid to play in midfield, and he actually did quite well. But they just didn't have depth in that squad. Aston Villa, on the other hand, this season, they've packed in a lot of players and they've bought in a lot of players. Why I think it will be easier to rotate and actually easier to like win games in both competitions. Why I say they will do much better, and actually why I think they will be on my top 6. Continue.
So I'm going Arsenal C.
Arsenal winning the league.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to roll with it. I can't do that to
That's
my
your team. That's your team.
Arsenal, City, Spurs, Liverpool.
Okay.
I don't think Man United. Man United is a difficult team because they don't have to play well, but they will rack points. Like they will just get points. So I think they probably will.
It's annoying because they have football heritage.
As much as, oh man, the Premier League is so difficult.
Go on, just say it.
So I think Aston Villa will be up there.
They 100% will.
But I'm really interested in Chelsea's season this season. I've got a feeling. I think Man United will drop. I can see Liverpool finishing like anywhere. I know I said like 4th or 5th. I could see them dropping 6th as well. Mm-hmm. I can see Liverpool doing a very typical thing of like finishing 6th or above and then winning like the FA Cup or Carabao Cup or something.
Ooh, they're not known for winning cups, but
yeah, I think they'll get through the season winning something because they've still got good quality players.
Finish the list. Go. 5th and 6th.
I think Chelsea are in there, and I think we're gonna have a
surprise, right?
A surprise, yeah. I can't say. I don't know who. I don't think Brighton will get over the line. Maybe Villa.
For me, it's Brighton or Aston Villa for the 6th role.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
The thing is, it's stacked. Like up until 1 to 14, it's stacked. You literally couldn't pick it because a lot of teams have done very good transfer markets. So they've bought in very good players, like players that are like wonder kids or promising like stars or just stars that have had good seasons beforehand, and they're coming into the Premier League. But one thing, I was talking in a group chat to one of my cousins in Portugal, and I was watching Sporting Lisbon play, and they absolutely like breezed past a team in the lower half, and I was like, the standard was like that team was so bad. Like I can't believe like Sporting didn't win double digits. Like they absolutely battered this team. But what I was saying to him is like, I reckon Sporting's going to win the league because Sporting's got really good players. And he said to me, he turned around to me, he was like, everything is nice and pretty at the start of the season, but come December, January time, where you really start to see like 1st, 2nd and 3rd, that's when you see who's going to win the league. And I thought that was a very good analogy. Like everything is nice and pretty at the start, but towards the end, that's when you see what really happens. Yeah, I thought that was a good analogy to have. And last thing I want to touch upon, so moving away from Premier League, a big scandal has happened. And have you heard about it? You haven't heard about it. So, an ex-Tottenham player, I think you find this funny.
Oh,
yeah. An ex-Tottenham player has been shown the limelight. I've been given a boot, to be fair, from BBC the One show. for sending naughty messages to a co-host or a co-worker.
I mean, I don't want to comment too much on it. Like, I don't know the ins and outs. It's none of my business. And I think
Do you know what's crazy?
do you know what? Like, fair
play.
I don't know what's gone on with this whole thing. Fair enough for the BBC for like acting fast on it, because we know what their history is like with presenters.
Yeah.
So fair enough. But there's still some people with allegations that they're not moving fast on it. It's just like, I just don't like commenting on the BBC.
I don't want to comment
I think they're an absolute... Joe, what? I think the BBC is an absolute shambles, and I don't like them at all. And I think, what an absolute...
we're talking to our ITV, man.
Yeah, like... I just don't like... I don't like news
When
channels
I heard it, I thought
all.
it was absolutely crazy, because... It's come out of nowhere, right?
Well,
And you know why it's so funny? Because he was on Ten Hag's case about getting sacked. Get him out the club, and then you turn around and you get sacked on the one show. That's a little bit funny, but
he'll just be a pundit somewhere else. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But the thing
you have
is,
to give him a little bit of time though. It's fresh.
It's so funny though, because the only reason I found out is because I was just like doom scrolling, and then is it Michael McIntyre, the comedian that does like the sending messages?
Yeah.
He had his phone, and like you've watched the show where he sends messages to everyone. Yeah. So he sent a message of Jermaine, like
topless.
Like yeah. Have you seen it?
I think I have.
And he sent it to all contacts, and then one of the presenters from BBC replied. I think this was a few years ago though, and she was like, "I'm sending this to HR." Yeah. And that was in the show. Obviously, it was live, so it's a whole thing of like, oh, I was on Michael McIntyre, blah blah blah. But what a foreshadowing! That's nuts, isn't it?
Do you think behind the scenes this was ongoing? Like,
I don't know. That's so weird, though, isn't it?
This person just got absolutely fed up with it.
Yeah.
And said, you know what? I'm actually contacting someone because I've literally had enough.
But this is the thing, like...
Do you know how he found out? So he was on a radio broadcasting show, or radio-like show, called Talk Sport, like the football show. Yeah. And they were having a show, and halfway through, they had a break. He was still on the show.
You got wrong.
And he had a Twitter feed going, like, saying, BBC reports, just live now, Jermaine Jean is sacked from thingy. So he didn't even find out. He found out from the social media. I don't know how, like, TalkSport didn't, like, let people ring in. It's like, hey, Jermaine, I think you want to look at Twitter. I think you want to look at X because you've just been sacked.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah.
Do you know what's bad about this? And I think we'll touch upon this on the next episode, so stick around. The man has got a whole wife and kids. Do you know what I mean? 4 kids. I want to say 4 kids. Someone told me it was 4 kids. I want to say 4 kids. And a wife. Bro, like, you've got your life sorted, but yet you go out of your way to send naughty messages to a co-host when she's already wanting to report you once.
Yeah. It's a difficult situation to talk on, really.
Do you think?
Yeah, because you just like, we don't know. I don't know. I haven't read into it. I don't want to say anything. Because the thing is, like, so many cases as well, sometimes these guys are innocent. I'm not saying... All I'm saying is...
Manpower.
Like, in the UK, innocent until proven guilty, innit? And I like... And again, like, by the time this comes out, maybe there's more evidence.
Okay.
Like, for anyone watching, you have to understand that we haven't seen any. This is very fresh. Like, there's no evidence. All I'm saying is innocent until proven guilty. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm not gonna make an opinion.
So he on TalkSport said, like, I'm gonna get my lawyers on this. I don't know what's going on. Blah blah. Next day from that, he was like, I want to apologize to my wife, my kids. I've let them down.
Oh yeah,
blah,
it's crap. But this is the thing. Like, we've seen how toxic social media is, especially in the last few weeks. That someone says something, someone gets cancelled, or something happens. Like, people's lives are ruined. Just over something that wasn't even true.
That's true. It's happened to me as well.
And it's like, yeah, do you know what I mean? There's so many things that blow up so quickly, and I can't think of the case. But there is so many cases where something comes out on social media, people's lives are ruined, and then you find out that it's not even true. But guess what? Your life is already ruined. There's no coming back from it. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't want to say anything about these types of things. It's hard to talk on. I feel like it's sad, really. But
yeah, fair enough. Guys, we will leave it at that. It was a bit of a football episode. You know how it is, guys. Just2More. We'll talk about everything and anything.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one. Wasn't expecting that, but...
Yeah, well, why not, though? Why not? Premier League's just started. It makes sense to talk about it.
Yeah.
Guys, Just2More in the house.
Predictions.
Go on, sorry.
No, well, I was just about to say top 6 predictions. Do you agree, disagree? Let us know what yours are
100%.
down below. And are you a fan of women's football? Is TJ a misogynist for not thinking that women's football is that great?
I didn't say that.
Let us know below. Hope you enjoyed today's episode.
I'm not saying that. But guys, Just 2More in the house. We talk about everything possible.
Come on.
Make sure you like, subscribe to us. And if you follow Ronaldo, you have to follow us. It's just a mandatory rule. Show this to your mum, your dad, your dad's girlfriend, your neighbour's girlfriend and your neighbour's boyfriend, whatever.
And your colleague at BBC.
Make sure she doesn't show HR advice. We are fucking cancelled.
Just 2More. Over and out.